Woo-wee, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day rocking the Snoopy. So listen, this is a video I didn't want to have to make. One, because I love my K-Bar Big Brother. I mean, I love my K-Bar Big Brother. And two, I love my K-Bar Big Brother. But here's the deal. I'm going to show you this. There's nothing wrong with this knife, right? That's the natural edge that came on this knife. Nothing's been done to it. It hasn't been thinned out. Nothing like that. You could see the edge profile is exactly the same. And if you doubt it, send this video over to K-Bar and they will confirm that this is their grind, right? There is nothing wrong with this knife. I didn't disassemble anything and crack anything. You can see everything is still intact as it came. There's no hammer marks around here, no dents where that pin is or anything. You can see the tang is intact. So I did a video chopping a knife with my preacher, destroying that thing, broke in half. It was awesome. I just wanted to show the strength of the preacher. And I used a K-Bar style knife. And it wasn't made by K-Bar, but I never said it was made by K-Bar. It was, but it was a good knife. I know because I used it. I even batoned with it before the video just to say, hey, look, okay, this is what it is. I have a couple of them because I knew I was going to be using one for that. And I really want the knife to be good. So I knew one was going to have to break. I keep the other. That was what I mean. But you get these people out there, these knife snobs, who really think they know some stuff. They really think they know some stuff. And so when talking about I would buy your knives, but they're not made in America. They're overseas, which means they're cheap. And this is one of the comments regarding the steel and the heat treat on here. Oh, I mean, you're talking about the heat treat from 1095 Crovan, which I love, which I freaking love. 1095 Crovan. Oh, you're trying to compare it to somebody with a torch and a bucket of rainwater. That bucket of rainwater and a torch. What was that? I mean, it made me sick to just say it. So he said, "Oh yeah, it's one thing, yeah, because." Obviously, we know K-bars and K-bar styles, they have the stick tang. So, of course, you're not going to trust the stick tang. You're going to hit it. Okay, so fine. He said what he wants to see, boop, is an edge-to-edge hit. So, I needed two blades that were substantial that can go against each other. And these are going to be the ones. I want to be able to throw as much power as possible into my swing because it's really going to have to test. So, I can't use the dbad little big man because I'm not going to get enough power to generate to do something. So now this guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he says he's the bucket of water and a torch guy. He says that there's no way, edge for edge, there's no comparison. No comparison from a K-bar blade to this blade. He tells me, oh, maybe, if you should have your blades made by Bark River. Why? First of all, 5160 is a lot less brittle than A2. Believe me, A2 is more brittle than 5160. Otherwise, you'd see A2 holding up Mack truck shocks. So no, I would prefer the 5160 over the A2. As a matter of fact, my main man Jed Hornbeak uses a ton of A2, but this is 5160. That he made because I said 5160. So he did it at 5160. And it's awesome. So yeah, no, you're told that if it's not made in America, then it's not good enough. However, the guy telling you that is either typing away on his Chinese-made computer or his Chinese-made cell phone. Go figure. Because he's not using an American-made one because the American-made cell phones and computers, well, they suck, right? So say what you want, but it is what it is. So and then he says, why don't you use a reputable place like Bark River, reputable like K-Bar, reputable like Bark River, which I'm not holding right now. But reputable, these guys supply the British military, the Nepali military. There are military groups and special forces groups that use Kukri House Kukris as their combat blades that they trust their freaking lives on with. Reputable? The Gurkhas have been doing it for hundreds of years. Reputable? They have won wars with their knives. Not fought in wars and carried a knife. They have won wars with their knives. Right? The Gurkhas are no joke. But apparently, if you've been doing something for hundreds of years, like the Romans, maybe you, or the Japanese katana, I guess maybe if you get a more reputable company than some 95-year-old Japanese guy who's been hand-making katanas for probably 85 of those 95 years he's been alive. Yeah, no, you need somebody more reputable than that. Okay, so here's the deal. This is what he says. He says, if I go edge to edge with a dbad Kukri house-made knife and a 1095 Crovan, right? Where's that made? Orleans, New York. Okay, there's no question about it. You know what it is. And this thing suffers damage, just destroys it. And he's like, oh yeah, it's going to suffer unrepairable damage or something like that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So he says, if you break your K-bar, I will send you a new one. Now, normally this is where I'd go, right. But he said something that I can't deny. And the only reason I'm making this video is because he said it. He said, I give you my word. Who cares? As a fellow veteran. Well, that's all you needed to say. So I am trusting him 100% because he said one thing that give me no reason to distrust. So we're going to go out. I'm going to secure this blade and I'm going to hit the edge to edge. And we're going to see 5160 with a torch and a guy with a bucket of rainwater. 1095 Crovan steel done right here in New York State. Well, not here. I'm in Massachusetts, but we're pretty damn close. We border. So let's go out and give it a swing. All right, so here's what I don't think through. I don't think through the fact that I might be getting shards of steel coursing through my skin. So I'm going to be delicate at first, and we'll just work our way up to see how bad I might get jacked up from doing this. Because, I mean, I'd like to be able to make a video again another day. Pretty sure at least one of you would like to see me do a video again another day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bury this tip in here, and I'm going to hammer it in just a little bit so it's in there, and then I'm going to rest it on top of this thing. Something like that. And hopefully that'll give me enough. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to do a gentle boom, just to see if there's anything. My edge looks good. That edge already. Right there. Let's see. That little tap. That little tap. Shall we carry on? Shall we carry on? I tapped it. I tapped the edge. So bitch. Oh bitch. All right. So, let's see. There is not a lick of damage on this edge. All right. So, nothing. Let's see. I'll give it a little bit of a harder tap. Ooh, I'm so nervous doing that. And it took a chunk. It took a chunk that time. Look at that. You can see them next to each other. So now I'm kind of nervous because if I hit it really hard, I'm really going to bust this thing up. And I'd rather not have to have him send me a new knife. Mine is still looking pretty darn good. And all right, I guess one more a little bit harder. That way I'm going to save him some money because I already proved my point. that my knife that is not being damaged is swinging away. That knife is being damaged. Oh, I really don't want to do this. I'll go a little harder. Oh, oh, I got something. I got something. Look at that. I got a little tiny... My knife is garbage. My knife... Oh, but what happened to this one? Oh, it went past the edge and into the actual blade. So that is beyond the grind. So this took 3 damage points. One of them went into the grind. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop here because I am proving my freaking point. My knife has that. All right, I don't know what the bloody hell's going on here. Every time I did an update on my phone, and I don't use a camera. I use my phone, and I did the update, and now every time I think I'm getting a call, it pauses my video. It's like the 3rd time. I don't know. All right, so let's do this. Since we got these bad boys out here, and since, you know, the damage is way over here, and the damage on mine is right here and right here. I think you guys can see that. I'm thinking, why not do some chopping? We're already out here. Why not go hit something, right? Let's go do that. I'll show you the, I will show you like the difference in edge profile, because we already know that even though this took some nicks, that doesn't mean a damn thing. You aren't taking your knife and swinging it against different... Son of a gun. It keeps doing that. Swinging against different edges. Am I still rolling? Swinging against different edges and whatnot. That's not how you use a knife. You know, especially something like this, a big camp knife. You're going to be using it more to do camp needs and stuff like chopping wood. So I think the best way to really show them is to get that going. So we can start with this big guy, a right chair. Come on, man. I'm sitting here chopping away, and I don't even think you guys are recording. All right, now I believe you're recording. What's going on, man? All right, so we're gonna take the dbad, and this is really gonna show off like the different kinds of edges. I haven't swung that one into this yet, but I've swung it a lot, so I know what kind of cut that makes. And this one has a big fat, you guys still roll? Big fat blade, so I know that the cuts are going to look like this, where it's like punishes the wood, where that one just like opens it. So hitting it, you can see like it's just taking major pieces out in big fat chunks. This one, because it's really thin, like this one, you don't realize until you put them in your hand and feel the difference, like the absolute change in grip. It's just crazy. All right, so let's just take off that. Are you guys still with me? Oh, I drop you and you're still there. Somebody tries pinging me or whatever. And you guys go away. All right, so I'm having so many troubles today with this damn thing. All right, so believe me, this is not on purpose. Now, there's no shenanigans. I can't. All right, so here we go. Look at, see the difference, how this one sticks right in there? Like this one makes this big burly chunk, where this one takes out these nice slices. And you can see the difference in the hit. It's almost like power feather sticking, right? It's just crazy. The bite that this one has is really, really nice. And it would take me a bunch of whacks to get through it. But the thing is, it gets through effortlessly. So this one right here, it doesn't make the nice cuts like that one makes. But what'll happen is, because you hit with so much power and ferocity, and I'm not afraid to twist the blade out like I would like a hollow grind, because I'm not going to snap it doing that. But this one, that's where I was getting to, is it's just going to eventually break the board in half. So you don't have to cut it, you know, or chop it 750 times to get through it. But if you're looking for a really clean cut, this is definitely the way to go. or just a different dbad. This one's just a big burly machete. So I don't know, guys. It's pretty simple, man. All right, so it's pretty simple. I gotta find a way to fix that. You know, you guys, you get a lot of people that are out there that are, oh, well, if it's not made in USA, it's got to be garbage. It doesn't matter that the people who make this one in Nepal with a torch and a bucket of rainwater, it doesn't matter that they've been doing it for hundreds of years in Nepal. It doesn't matter that their knives are literally combat knives, current combat knives for, you know, the British military, the Nepalese military. There's militaries around the world that use Kukri, house-made Kukri knives for their combat knives. Trust their lives in combat type knives. You know what I mean? Not just simple knives. These guys make knives that people say, I will win a war with this knife. Not just go to war. If you take the USMC, it's a utility knife. It's not a combat knife. And so basically that's the kind of knife that you would bring to war but not win a war with. When the Kukri House makes a knife for a military, it's the kind of knife that you could win a war with. You can go into battle with just that blade if you're a nasty ass Gurkha and just tear people up. It's just what it is. But basically what I'm saying is, I don't care if you prefer, you know, the USA blade over the Nepal blade. I don't care. My thing is, if you have no experience with them and you're just going by the fact that, well, this one's made in America, or this one's made in my hometown, or this one, it doesn't freaking matter. It doesn't matter. Show respect. I respect the hell out of this knife. I love this steel. I just love this steel. Right? I think that now that I'm looking at it, how deep this one is, I'm going to end up losing probably an eighth trying to trim this down, because I have to get it down to that point, but then I have to sharpen it, which is going to lower it even more. So and you can see right here, I don't know if you can in the light, but the steel is kind of folded in. I don't know if that's the coating or the steel, but this one might be no good. It's going to have to turn into a dagger if I want to keep it. So, well, you gave me your word. If you want to send me one, send me one. If you don't, I mean, you didn't force me to do this challenge. I did it on my own. I knew the repercussions. I knew what could happen. I'm not gonna lie. I did think that this was going to suffer a little bit more damage. Like if I go across the edge, I can feel that. I can feel it. It lifted. It kind of goes like this. So it's like a slice, not a fold. And this one, I can just feel. I can just feel it. But I can see it more than I can feel it. That one right there, as bad as that one is, it's not even close. And that was the hard one. That was the hard hit. And that one's less of a damage than the medium hit. Than that, you know what I mean? Look at that thing. That's just a big notch. That's a notch. That thing right here. So my light one, my light damage point is probably about the same as this one, but it happened on the medium swing. So I mean, it gives you a kind of reference. My medium damage point is a little bit, well, it's a lot less than this one, but and this was the medium hit, but my big damage point is less than the medium damage point on this one. So I mean, it really gives you an idea. These Gurkhas, man, they know what they're doing. So basically what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? Don't judge a knife by where it's from. Judge a knife by, you know, by using the knife. That's what you want to do. Judge the knife by how well it works, not by what you think you know of it. Because if you're sitting here and you're saying, well, you know, these are subpar knives because they're made by guys, you know, on a floor and blah, 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 then I'm telling you, you're just ignorant. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know knives. You could think you know knives, but you just don't know knives. This guy right here is a workhorse. It's a beast, right? And if you're questioning the heat treat, I mean, it's going to take a lot less to get this out than this. This is pretty much done as far as the blade it is. It's pretty much done. This has to become a new blade. It's either going to need to be a recurve, which it can be, or a dagger, which it can be. And that really takes away from what I love about this knife, because I love the knife as this. So this knife is beyond repair to remaining this knife. The repairs on this knife, it's just a new edge. That's it. It's not going to change the profile at all. Nothing changes with this knife, except maybe I'll just make it a little sharper than it was. That's it. So, you know, just if I can make you hear anything when it comes to this video, all I'm saying is respect knife makers around the world. The greatest katana makers in the world are from Japan. So if you're getting a katana and you're saying, well, my katana has to be made in America, all right, that's fine, but you're not getting the best katana in the world. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? You're typing away on your Chinese-made cell phone because they're probably the best cell phones that you can get. You know what I mean? Not too many people use an American-made cell phone. There's a reason. Certain places make certain things certain ways better than certain other people. These guys have been making blades for a very long time. They do a very good job. These guys have been making blades for about 100 years, right? About 100 years. This has been happening. But Gurkhas have been winning wars for hundreds of years, using the same exact techniques. Same way to forge, same way to heat treat. Same way for hundreds of years. So, I mean, you know what I mean? If I was going to go get the greatest gladius ever made, I'm going to go to Rome, and I'm going to find somebody who makes them the same way. If I want the best sacks ever made, I'm going to go to the Netherlands. I'm going to find an old Viking master who makes them the same way they've been making forever. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? You don't go to Bob's Animal Clinic to get an Indian headdress. You just don't do it. You go to the knife guys. And so I don't care where it's made. That doesn't bother me. What I care about is how it's made, what it's made from. These guys make their knives from great materials, and they make them great ways. These guys use great steel. I hate the handles on 90% of K-bar stuff. I think they're horrible. I think the stick tang is horrible. It's just an awful, awful, horrendous way to build a knife, in my opinion. And when you see broken knives, broken K-bars, they're generally broken here. And you see them all over the web. They're everywhere. So yeah, I mean, you can have, I mean, I could probably grab a different knife made by the same people and have bigger damage, right? Greater damage from doing the same thing. Each knife is different, man. Each knife is different. Even if they're machine-made knives, instead of handmade knives, hand-forged, machine-cut. Remember that. You know, there's no guarantees that you're not going to get a lemon with a crack in it, and you're going to go to use it for the very first time, and it's going to split in half. And you're going to say, oh my God, what a crappy knife. But it might not be. It might be a great knife. It might have just had a crappy, you know, one of the ones that were crappy. They're machine-made. So you never know, man. You never know. Just respect the makers. You know what I mean? Don't judge a blade by where it's from. Respect the blade by how it works. And you're not working a blade by doing this. You're not. I don't care who you are. That's not what you're doing with your knives. So I don't advise you to do what I just did, because it's stupid. I've just ruined a really good knife, and now I put a little damage on my awesome Rambo knife that I have to go fix. So I definitely do not recommend this. Use the knife as a knife. Do it what its purpose is for. And your knife will never fail you like this. You could really see, man, I don't know if the sun is going to catch it, but there's like this weird fold. I got sunglasses on here, I'll totally see. It's like an accordion type fold right here. So I think this one is damaged a lot farther than it looks, but we will see. That's it, guys, man. Now I'm kind of disappointed because I ruined a really great knife that I love. This is what I get for taking on challenges. But hey, at least I got to prove once and for all with a real K-bar 1095 Crovan, people say that this edge can't hold up to this edge. Bullshit. That's it. I'm Donnie B all day. Until next video.